Hey guys, Hardline here. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for you guys. Now, I know I don't generally do tutorials or commentaries, but since I happen to really like the attack chopper, I'm going to go ahead and do one for you guys. I've had a lot of questions on how to fly them, so here it goes. So, to start with, you want to go ahead to the Vehicles tab under your deploy screen. From there, you can go to your loadout for your vehicles. Now, for me, I'm going under the chopper. As you can see, these are the three main guns. The HMG that you start with, the minigun, and the M3M, which is the gun that I prefer the most. Now, you need to have 5,000 points of experience to even be able to unlock the purchase system for those weapons. The minigun is 60,000, the M3M is 83,200. We'll talk about the guns later. Next will be under the countermeasures. I stick with the flares. They're the most consistent for me, so that's all I'm going to say. Now for the next one, you want to be able to put the gyro stabilizer. That's my preference, okay? It's my preference. It doesn't mean you guys have to choose that, but for me, whenever I'm disabled, I want to be able to fly away and be able to repair my vehicle. So let's go ahead and get into gameplay, and I'll go ahead and talk about all the important aspects for the attack chopper. Now, to start with, always, and I repeat, always be a mechanic if you want to be successful in the chopper. And I suggest that when you're a mechanic, you use the repair tool that you do have to buy. I believe it's $9,000. Now, for me, when it comes to attack chopper flying, there's always a preference or an order to how I approach the battlefield. To start off with, I put attack choppers as the #1 threat. I repeat, the attack chopper is the #1 threat. From there, the transport chopper. And then after the transport chopper, it goes the armored SUV. And then from there, it goes Stingers, and then the rest of the vehicles, and then infantry. Now, whenever I see that I don't have, any vehicles to take out, choppers, or for that matter, any important ground vehicles such as the armored SUV, I will go ahead and engage infantry on the ground. Now, as you can see, right now I'm in that section. I took out 2 choppers with my gunner, and after this point, we are engaging the enemies that are on one of the capture points. Now, important note for you guys to be able to aim. You'll see that there's a floating T-bar moving around the screen. I know it's not necessarily a T-bar, but that's what we're going to call it, the floating bar that you see rolling around what looks like a W in the middle of your screen. That is how you are supposed to aim. It will move around and indicate exactly where your bullets are going to go. Now, of course, depending on how far your targets are away and how fast they're moving, you might need to lead more than that. But the M3M is the gun that I am using in this situation. It is just a faster shooting stock HMG. It is the same HMG, but it just has a higher rate of fire, therefore dishing out much more damage than normal. There is splash damage on the bullet, so you don't necessarily need to hit your enemies spot on to be able to get damage or kills. But if you are hitting them directly, they are going to be taking more damage. Now, it's not the best gun for infantry, but it is the best overall gun in my mind. And the reason being is because it can take out vehicles extremely fast, and obviously vehicles are the #1 threat when you're in an attack chopper. Now, to keep talking about this, like I said, remember the floating T-bar is important. Now, for your gunner, you'll see that there's an icon, a box, right below where your main HUD is. There's a little dot that floats around in there. I made sure to zoom in on that so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. That is where your gunner is aiming. If your gunner is shooting at a target that you don't know and you're not able to communicate with them, look at where that dot is pointed and you can get an idea of where some enemies are at. Also, you can pay attention to where you're getting damage notification from or lock-ons. It's a red line that will point you in the right direction. It'll be either shooting from behind, to your left, to the right, or in front of you. But with that, guys, I keep trying to show examples. You'll notice in all these clips that I'm showing you that I'm engaging aerial vehicles first, then I'm engaging ground vehicles, and then infantry. Now, if there is a Stinger that comes into play, I put high precedence on that. Now, here at this spot in the video, I'm showing you the minigun. This is the minigun that is in action. Now, like I said, it's an extremely powerful gun against infantry. It's much better than the M3M. I won't say much better, but it's very, very good. It does great damage to vehicles as well, but it still cannot compete overall for the overall damage. Like I said, this is a $60,000 gun compared to the $83,200 M3M. But with that said, guys, I want to go ahead and show you. This is the armored SUV. Look how much damage it does to you. When you are engaging this vehicle, try to take it out as fast as possible. Also, do not disable the vehicle and start flying away thinking that you've destroyed it. Take it out, then rep what you need to. If you don't have enough distance to get away, land in a safe spot as close as you can and rep. You're going to need to continually rep your vehicle all the time because small arms fire does damage to vehicles. people have 320s all the time, which does, I think, about 50 damage to vehicles. Stingers one-hit disable. The armored SUV can dish out the damage. This is not like the Scout Chopper in Battlefield 4 or 3 where you can have someone repping you the whole time. You need to pay attention to how much damage is being done to you and retreat when necessary. Now here is the emphasis on Stingers. When there is a Stinger shooting at you, you do not know where it's coming from, use your flares and then escape. Flares take 25 seconds to reload in this game. That is a long time. So when you're getting shot at with Stingers, if you don't know where they're coming from, use your flares and run. In this situation, you can see that I was engaging a chopper. I couldn't use my flares and pay attention to where the Stinger was, so I started running. And then as you can see in this specific spot, I used a building to help myself get away. Use the layout around you. Now, here's the trick to getting Stingers. If you have a flare in your system, use it to spot the enemy with the Stinger. Once you use your flare, you have to go very fast and engage that target. If you have a gunner you can talk with, it's perfect. Here's the perfect example. You're going to see that the Stinger shoots his missile, we spot him, and then we engage him, take him out. Okay? Stingers are a one-hit disable, and with your flares being 25 seconds to reload, they can reload their Stingers in a few seconds and shoot again. So if you do not engage them and take them out, then you're going to go down. You're going to be disabled, and you might crash. That's why I have the gyro stabilizer on, so that in case if I do get disabled or I'm taking way too much damage, I can get away and still fly in a very good manner. So those were the examples that I had for the Stinger. I can't put enough importance on how important it is to take out a Stinger. Otherwise, one Stinger alone can take you out of the battlefield for most of the map. Now, when it comes to the elements such as the Dust Storm, use it to your advantage. You can spot. Don't forget to spot enemies. Don't forget to coordinate with your gunner. In this situation, I had to engage two choppers at the same time. And once again, like I said, precedence goes to the attack chopper. Then you can engage the transport chopper. From there, we end up noticing there's too much damage to us. We're going to end up taking the transport chopper out. We did a really good job here to stay alive. And then you run. You go, you fix your vehicle when it's necessary. Don't try to stay too long on a battlefield when you can't end up surviving the whole thing. If you're using the chopper in the right way, you can dish out lots of damage and stay up in the air for a good amount of time. Of course, there's broken elements in the game, such as the Magnum rounds right now, which can do massive amounts of damage and you can't do anything about it. But those will be fixed when the game comes out, so don't worry about that right now. But I hope that for the most part this tutorial was helpful for you guys in knowing the precedence on vehicles. I go attack chopper first, transport chopper second, armored SUV third, then I go Stingers, rest of the vehicles, and then infantry. And I hope that it was in good, good knowledge to know how to aim with your main gun, the best guns to use in the game, how to approach Stingers and engage them. It's just simple information. I enjoy flying the attack chopper, and having a good gunner can just lead to great fun times on the battlefield. You can easily go 20 plus kills, few deaths, no problem. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope the information was helpful. Until next time, have a good one, guys.